wins the tournament. Again, it's not really spoilers because all the episodes are out there on the network, but the finals of this tournament is Shayna Baszler against Kairi Sane, which is happening on Tuesday, September the 12th. So I don't know if it's going to affect the outcome, if they have plans for Baszler and something bigger or not. Hopefully it will not, but we can see, right? When the Cruiserweight Classic happened, we thought we knew who the favorites were and who was going to win based on who was there. And it was like, oh, Kota Ibushi's going to win, and he lost. And like, oh, maybe Zack Sabre Jr. will win, and he lost. And like all these guys that you thought would win did not because they weren't under contract or whatever it was. And the only guy that was there longer term was TJP, and he won. And he was certainly not the favorite, I would say, going in, or certainly not when it was the Final Four.
So I think you're exactly right. I think looking at it, they're probably going to have Shayna Baszler win. It bothers me because as much as I respect everything she did in mixed martial arts, and to be honest, she was a pioneer. She was one of the only women fighters, I would say, back in 05, 06, or 07. That's all well and good, but I don't believe that her mixed martial arts background gives her the right to be springboarded in WWE. I mean, I have no problem with her going to NXT, but to have her win the first ever Mae Young Classic with this many talented women who have been wrestling for 10, 15 years, I think it's just bad booking. It's an understatement. I just think I don't want to say a slap in the face, but I think it's disrespectful to the other girls here who are A, better workers, B, put more time in, and C, don't have an affiliation to Ronda Rousey. That's the only reason she's where she is. If it was Shayna Baszler, the wrestler, she wouldn't be in the tournament. That's just point blank. So, and I respect what she did. Shayna Baszler, she has been working in the Indies for a little while, but to win the Mae Young Classic with people like Mia Yim, Mercedes Martinez, Candice LeRae, Kairi Sane, Kimberly, I don't know. I wouldn't do it, and I don't think she's going to be strong enough to carry promos. I mean, and neither is Ronda Rousey. Spoiler alert, Ronda Rousey is terrible on the mic. You have the Nick Diaz wannabe mean mug, and everything you say is so robotic. Watch any season of The Ultimate Fighter. These girls can't talk. Ronda Rousey does some stuff like slapping hands away, and she's like disrespectful and stuff like that. But when I met Ronda Rousey, she was a very, very sweet, very nice person. We had a little bit of a conversation, and then you go in front of them, and that's the shoot world of MMA. So that's where you're trying to be there. I just don't think any of them can carry a promo segment here. So that's why what you're saying, if they're going to do the 4-on-4 with, who is it, Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, and Becky?
Becky, I would assume.
Yeah, those girls are going to have to work real, real hard,
I can't imagine it being a very long match either, I would think, if they did that. And, so then you're looking at rapid-fire eliminations of people.
Ronda Rousey. I'm sorry, I just don't see Ronda Rousey getting pinned.
It's a very difficult, it'd be a very difficult thing to do if they do that match. So I don't know how they would book it. It'd be interesting to see if they do it.
And not for nothing, the 4 Horsewomen name drives a stake through my heart. I hate it. It drives me.
Seems like it bothers you.
It does bother me. I think Charlotte Flair and her 4 Horsewomen are much more the 4 Horsewomen than Ronda Rousey and her cronies. Ronda Rousey's the star of that group, but the supporting cast really hasn't done much, except for Marina Shafir, who is a judo medalist. I'll
throw this out there. Neither of them really should be using that name. I mean, it's kind of they're just using it as like the same way that we use it with our friends. Like, we're the 4 Horsemen because we hang out together. Like, the actual 4 Horsemen were a stable that was in wrestling for several years and were very, very popular and effective at what they did.
And they were all good. Yes. That's the thing.
The NXT 4, they're just friends outside the ring, and even when they were in storyline, they were never all friends at the same time, I'm pretty sure, in storyline. So they never actually were a stable on TV. So they can just call themselves that if they want, just like me, you, Brian, and Kyle call ourselves that. Like, there's no difference to me.
I'll fight for them right now. Let's do this.
The name is just, they're just doing it as, I'm sure, because they feel the same way about the 4 Horsemen stable, that we do, or a lot of other fans do, and they want to act like it. But realistically, they're not. They're not.
Right.
Nobody is.
Nobody will ever be another 4 Horsemen. Even Ric Flair's group in Impact was Fortune. He didn't even call it the new 4 Horsemen.
Yeah, there's an Evolution, right? Was another thing,
which is fine. You could cut from the same blueprint, but don't take the name.
Right. It's just so neither of them really should be using that name. If they want to do it on their own, that's so cute. And the fact that WWE is acknowledging it is a little bit more obnoxious too. But that's fine.
If you're going to put Charlotte and all them in a stable and you want to call them the 4 Horsewomen, only because she's Rick's daughter. But aside from that,
yeah, I could see that. I mean, again, it's tough with the women because they don't have like a tag team division where they can go after tag titles and stuff like that. So you kind of have just like 4 women on the same side, which is okay. But then when you look at the rosters for Raw and SmackDown, they only have like 8 women on each one, right?
And they wrestle the same women each week.
So it's like if you had a stable of 4, then you can't turn anybody. Like it's just it's they'd have to do more stuff.
Well, there were rumors that this tournament was going to lead into an all-women show, right?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. They said that with the Cruiserweight Classic, and obviously it turned into 205 Live, and they had the Cruiserweight division. So they made something of that. But they had that UK tournament back in like February,
which was I completely forgot about the UK tournament.
They crowned a champion, and they basically had like one set of tapings, I believe, after that, and then they had the one match with Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate on one of the NXT tapings.
Done, like Suzuki Gun.
No, Dune. So I don't know if this is going to lead into anything. I think a few of these women have been signed or are signed to NXT or in at least the Performance Center. So they should just use it to sign some women that they want, on their roster, put them in the NXT women's division, because now Asuka, obviously just this week, has now moved up or is leaving NXT. She's vacated the title. They need more women's wrestlers in NXT, I think, to try to keep replenishing. And a lot of these women could probably do well in that. So that's what I would do if I was them, rather than make another whole TV show out of it. But, we'll see what happens. We'll have to see what happens on Tuesday with who they crown as the champion. So,
well, it's what's also pretty rough is they still haven't announced how they're going to have the match. Like, is it going to be on SmackDown or?
It says airing live, whatever that means. So they haven't announced it for SmackDown, so I don't know. But again, usually after SmackDown, it's 205 Live, right, on the network.
Right.
So I don't know if they're just not doing that, or I don't know. They haven't really explained anything, so we'll have to see what they do.
Well, speaking of not explaining anything, we also have not explained anything, really. We talked some fantasy football last week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we had some fantasy football discussion. We had our drafts. The first week of football kicked off today. Actually, last night it was the Chiefs and the Patriots, and the Chiefs housed the Patriots, and it was awesome to see. You started Alex Smith in all your leagues, right?
No.
Huh, that's weird. Me neither.
I did. Think he was drafted in most of them.
Yeah. I did start Tyreek Hill in one of my leagues, and I started Kareem Hunt in my other league. However, I played against Kareem Hunt in my biggest money league, so that kind of sucked. He put up 44 points.
He had quite the night.
He had. Have yourself a day, kid. That's what they say. So what we're gonna do? We need a name for the segment. Can you?
You want to come up with a name on the fly?
Yeah, come up with a name on the fly.
I don't have a good name. We had a thought of making a few picks with the spread each week. So I got a pen and a pad here, old school, and we're gonna write down the picks with the spread each week, and we'll do 3 games each week. If anybody can hear in the background, Mike's trying to pull up some sort of NFL related music to play, probably as a drop for this.
No, it was not.
I don't know how you're gonna do. Just feels good to hear, right? We don't have a name for the segment. Maybe we should workshop that. Do you want to? Is there anything? You just gonna leave that. Keep it going. That's fine.
It's like New Jack. New Jack used to wrestle.
If we're tracking this 3 picks a week for the entire season, is there anything on the line at the end of this?
Ooh, that's again. We kind of just
didn't think any of this through.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about maybe next week. We'll come up with a name for the segment and what the prize is at the end.
That's fair.
For who has the better record during the course of the year.
Okay. You know what we should do? The loser should have to deliver a 12-pack of beer to the winner wearing a bunny outfit.
Suit. That's been done.
God.
That's been done.
Probably the biggest victory of my life. Forget the title I won. That was good. All right. So, what are the rules? Break us down the rules.
Well, I think we're looking at the betting lines for week 1. Obviously, the Patriots-Chiefs game happened last night, so that's off the board.
I take the Patriots.
Nope. You take the Patriots?
No,
okay.
No, you said no. You said no.
Oh, you took the Patriots minus the 8? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're 0-1. That game's off the board, and the Miami and Tampa Bay game is not being played this week due to the hurricane happening, which is unfortunate.
Everybody be safe if we have any Florida listeners.
Yeah, anybody down there, please. Also, that's been happening with hurricanes the last couple of weeks. It's absolutely terrible. So,
yeah. And there's no Hurricane Helms related joke. There's a legit shoot.
Yeah,
if you guys want to come up here and stay with us, if there's any all night long wrestling podcast listeners that are coming to New York and need a place to stay, you can stay with me and the Stallion. I'm just banking there are nobody.
No, yeah,
podcast yet.
Nobody's coming up here.
So we're taking 3 with the spread.
3 teams with the spread. I will write them down.
You got your pen and paper.
I got the pen and the paper.
All right.
And if anybody wants to use these picks to try to win money or lose money, for depending on how it works,
don't.
Feel free.
It's ours. It's our property.
Maybe we could start our own little, gambling website or something like that.
If that's going to get us out of our jobs,
that's probably illegal, but I'll see what we can do. All right.
Yeah, definitely don't go to enforcerandthestallionGambling.net. I'm just kidding. There's no. So you want to go 1-1? How do you want to do this? You want to pick all 3?
Whatever you want. We can do 1-1 if you want. That way.
All right. Why don't you start the first one?
Oh, good. Of course, I'll go first.
No, I'll go first. All right.
That's not a problem.
No.
I got it.
All right. For the first pick, I'm going Eagles, giving away 1 point over the Skins. Taking LeGarrette Blount to have a big game. I know he's
Blount. No, he's made. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a backfield by committee, but I still think he's going to run through people. I know he showed up not in football shape, and they said he got in football shape by running. So
taking the road favorite.
All
right, that's good. Nice NFC East game to give us a start here.
Also because I don't trust Kirk Cousins as far as I can throw him.
Sure. No, it's understandable. I mean, that's a tough. Those division games early are always tough, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people are high on Philadelphia this year for some reason. So I could certainly
Alshon Jeffrey, probably.
Yeah. I'm not high on Alshon Jeffrey.
No, I haven't drafted him in
being
any
burned in fantasy from him several years in the past.
Speaking of NFC East games, the Cowboys play the Giants on Sunday night. That game's probably going to start out 41-0 Cowboys and end with the Giants winning 42-41. Because that's how every single Cowboys-Giants game starts. No matter what the score is through 3 quarters, it always comes down to the last 4 minutes.
All right, well, since you went there, I'll just go ahead and go take the Giants plus a 4 in that one.
Really? You taking Giants plus 4?
Plus 4, man, on the road. I think as long as we got our boy Odell playing, then I feel like it'll be at least a field goal game. So I'm going to say the 4. I'll take the 4 on the road.
That's a fair call. I'm going to take the Browns and 8 points over the Steelers. I have a feeling this year with the Browns, baby. We're going 4-12. And we're winning. We're coming into Big Ben. It's town. We're there on the... the Pittsburgh's coming to Cleveland. So
yep, it's in Cleveland. They're getting 8.5.
Yeah.
You're taking the 8.5.
Taking the 8.5.
All right. That's the way I'm in. Deshaun Kaiser, if you're a big fan. It's, first start in the league. I think he beat out Brock Osweiler in the preseason. So
Brock, less news here.
I'm going to take the Rams minus a 3.5 at home against Indianapolis. Indianapolis is starting the immortal Scott Tolzien on the road this week, and the Rams, even though Aaron Donald is not playing seemingly because he's still holding out of his contract,
which is crazy to me.
Crazy, it is. Last game for the regular season. I still think that their defense is pretty solid, and then even with Goff playing quarterback, Indianapolis' defense is not very good. I just feel like a home game in Los Angeles, West Coast. Indy's got the backup QB playing week 1. I dropped my pen on the floor. That's what that sound
that was very loud.
That's what that was. So I'm going to take the Rams minus a 3.5.
Okay, that's a good pick. I'm taking another road warrior here. The Legion of Boom, the Seahawks, N3 over the Packers. I think Russell Wilson's going to have himself a year. I also have high hopes for Chris Carson, the 73rd string running back over there in Seattle. Because Eddie Lacy, he's I don't know.
He stinks. You can
say he stinks. Thomas Rawls, hit or miss. CJ Proces, right? Proces over there. Yeah, precisely. He stinks too, right?
Yeah.
Nice. And Russell Wilson's going to have also because I'm starting him in fantasy, so I'm really putting all my eggs in the Russell Wilson basket.
I have him on like 4 teams, so
and
I assume he's jinxed. He's jinxed now.
Completely. But I don't think there's a better defense right now than Seattle. They just got who they just get from the Jets?
Sheldon Richardson. They got the Legion of Boom in the backfield. It's I don't know. And Green Bay's running game is we'll see. A little Ty Montgomery is going to catch 40 passes out of the backfield, but it's going to be tough. PPR, bro.
True.
I struggled to come up with a third pick here. There's a lot of. It was just not an easy thing to do. But I'm going to take Monday nighter. I'm going to take the Chargers plus 3.5 at Denver, and I do that. I know Denver's got a really good defense. I could certainly see Phil Rivers throwing a lot of interceptions, but he does have a lot of weapons this year on offense. Probably as many weapons as he's had in a few years there. He's got some guys back healthy, a couple of tight ends. Melvin Gordon's kind of broke out last year as a running back for them. And the Broncos' offense is very sketchy, right? We